I'll try this a new way. I'm gonna show you the tricks that I know. I'm getting tired of talking, and I need more of a show right now. It's time that you made your mind up, 'cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking, going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day. I won't stop like the others. I will stay, 'cause now is the right time, and I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I know I can win right now. You got me on tonight, 'cause loving you is like I'm walking a tightrope so high. I won't be turning around, no, I won't be turning around. Feeling alright, I'm playing your game like I will win tonight. I think I'll do it on my way. I'm gonna show you what I'm going through, get you out of your comfort zone, 'cause I need more of the truth right now. It's time that you made your mind up, 'cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking, going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day. I won't stop like the others. I will stay, 'cause now is the right time, and I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I know I can win right now. You got me on tonight, 'cause loving you is like I'm walking a tightrope so high. I won't be turning around, no, I won't be turning around. You feeling alright? I'm playing your game like I will win tonight. Don't forget it, don't forget it, don't forget it. We'll turn this around. Don't forget it, don't forget it, don't forget it. We'll turn this around. I guess I'm gonna stay put. I'm just gonna wait in the background, watching you talk to her. I know this might look bad, but I'm missing it just like I do? Are you worried about me too? 'Cause I'm thinking aloud, I'm wondering about you, eh? Them. I'm about to lose it. All of my friends telling me to leave for the night. It's for the rest. I'm a fool. I just wanna get close to you. Yeah, I wanna get close. I'm a fool. I know. Are you thinking about us too? Are you missing it just like I do? Are you worried about me too? 'Cause I'm thinking aloud, I'm wondering about you, eh? About you, baby. Want your kisses in the morning light. Wanna be next to you every night. No, I shouldn't love you, but I might. 'Cause your lips, they taste like cherry wine. You're no good for me. We're so bittersweet, but I still want you. I do. Baby, can't you see what you do to me? I just can't resist you. You got me drunk in love, I can't sleep. I need to sober up from this dream. But I can't deny, I can't deny you. I can't deny, I can't deny you. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tuesday Night Studio Sessions. My name is Sean. I'll be your host. We got a pretty cool show tonight. We're going to talk about two new products, one that's already out in the open and one that is probably going to come out pretty soon. We're going to be talking about the Caddx Peanut. I almost called it a bean. The Caddx Peanut, which is basically the Insta360 Go, but modified a bit for FPV. And then we have the DJI Mavic. No, it's probably just the DJI Pro 3. So we're going to look at some pictures of, we've got a box that's been leaked over the last week, and we've got some actual renders of the drone. I'm not sure how accurate the renders are, but the camera is definitely the camera. And we've seen plenty of leaks for that camera. And Brett said my audio is weird. All right, let me see what's going on there. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check. Oh. Check, check. What about now? That's interesting. They've added some audio controls. That's pretty cool. Can you hear me now? Check, check. I'm going to point the microphone at my face, and I turn the audio up. When you say weird, what does weird mean? This thing flapping around. Put that on the floor. Let me know if that's okay. I'm getting some things ready. So this is the pre-show. So let me know if you can hear me and let me know you can see me. I try to do some adjustments. Well, it's not my audio, not right. Still bad. Robotic sounds. All right, let me switch. We switch audio sources, and you know it's got echo cancellation. Let me turn that off. What about now? Check, check. Let me know if I'm still robotic now. Sometimes the audio cancellation All right, so you think that was it? Check, check. All right, we're good now for Brent. What about you, Steve? Am I good? All right, we're going to go for it. Thank you for mic checking. All right. Phew, we fixed that. So what just happened, and this is live, it's not television, but it's live tube. StreamYard's updated their audio capabilities, so they have echo canceling, which is usually what you need to use if you're not using headphones. And I'm not using headphones, but echo canceling usually, like, there's a lot of stuff going on in my room. There's a fan over there, and there's my computer makes a noise, like it's got a fan hum. My microphone's right here in my face, so, and it's just pointed at me, so hopefully it doesn't pick up the extra stuff that's on the outside. Eat More Possum says, does it have fan canceling? Can you guys hear my fan? Anyway, I think we're good enough, hopefully. I think. So yeah. I'm not quite ready for the show. I'm in the middle of grabbing web pages and such. And I think I need to switch screens. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to move y'all over to this computer. And that way I can kind of look at you. And I'm going to take everything else off of this screen. I'm also running Final Cut Pro, so I'm going to go ahead and quit Final Cut Pro and see if that helps with my computer processing. That might be part of it. Uh-oh. And the little Mac Beach Ball just froze. Alright, we successfully quit Final Cut Pro, so the computer isn't as bogged down as it was. But how are y'all doing? Y'all had a good week? I'm in the middle of downloading Steven Drone's Videos of the Week. So that's pretty exciting. We had a guy quit at work. It's actually his last week. And so I had to pick up 2 new Scrum teams, which are teams that develop little pieces of the software that my company is developing. So I am now in charge of 6 teams, and any UX thought, workflows, designs, I have to manage 6 teams now instead of 4. And the 2 teams I just picked up have a lot coming up. So I spent all day in planning sessions. So my mind is, it's good, but I tell you, it's been a day for me. So I'm going to add, I've got to add 3 videos to the chat, or to the live stream. So you're going to see little blips of them. So here's little teasers, but hopefully I'll remove them from the stream quickly. What? That was quick. All right. And then let's see. I'm gonna get Stephen Drone's videos up here. We got week 12 of Amazon. Oh, y'all saw a little bit of it. Uh-oh. Things to come. All right. So we're gonna put that back to 0. We're gonna put that back to 0. All right. So we got that going. And thank you, Brent, for giving me the heads up on the Caddx Peanut. Not a half hour after you told me about it, I saw 2 videos about it on YouTube. So it's pretty interesting. We're gonna look at some pictures of it and read through the specs, and then I've got a demonstration to show you. I flew. Oh, I haven't put it back in its hole, but today, right before the live stream, I flew my DJI Spark with the Insta360 Go 2 on top. So we are going to compare the DJI Spark video with the Insta360 Go 2. And the Caddx Peanut is pretty much the same camera. There's a couple nuances that are different to focus on FPV. Like plugging the battery in starts the recording, removing the battery stops the recording. There's a button on it, as opposed to mine does not have a button. You just have to squeeze it. So there's a couple differences. So we're going to run through all of that. I don't know. So we're gonna figure out on our own tonight, kind of the nuances of the recording capabilities of it. But I have a video to show you what your video will look like if you buy the Caddx Peanut and put it on your FPV drone. And then I have a couple trains of thought that I want to go through with the DJI Mavic 3, or no, dang it, the DJI Pro 3, and kind of run some thoughts across. You know, there's everything out there is kind of speculation right now. But I want to think of it in the way that I would think of it. And I hope that makes sense. But we're going to go through that tonight. And yeah, so I'm going to get ready for that right now. I'm going to pull up some tabs, so while I'm doing that, talk amongst yourself. And yeah, we're going to get this live stream kicking in about 8 minutes. So tell all your friends. Eat More Possum says that the peanut is a fail. All right. So we'll talk about, when we get on the peanut, we'll talk with Brent and see what he wanted and what Insta360 provided and why he considers it a failure. And I think I just called it an Insta360 Peanut. But it's a Caddx Peanut, but it's Insta360 Go. All right. So I think what we're going to do for the Caddx Peanut is we're going to go through 360 Rumors. 360 Rumors is a website and YouTube channel that I've followed for a long time. We've talked on Facebook groups, chatted and stuff like that. So I think Mick is a reputable source. And then I want to bring up one more graphic. I saw a graphic. I don't remember where it was. And the reason I'm doing this off screen is I don't really want to surf the internet while you guys are watching, just in case something comes up that's inappropriate or anything like that. Don't know where it went. I do want to show you that. There's a cool graphic, and I don't know if it was fake or if it was legit. We got 3 people watching. Man, I wish I'd have saved that picture, because it was, I think it told all. Bear with me, y'all. Stay with me. There it is. Oh, I know where I saw it. Okay. Yeah. So got 3 people in. That's good. Y'all still like me? Okay. All right, I'm ready. So it is 7 o'clock, so we're going to start the show for real. Let's see what I missed. So already off the bat, Eat More Possum has a sour taste in his mouth for the peanut. It's like one of those M&M peanuts that's rotten. You think it's going to be all nice and chocolatey, and then you have this horrible taste in your mouth. Brent says, the possum is a fail in my opinion. My hopes and dreams were all crushed. Eat More Possum flew the Little Birds on Sunday. Very briefly, though, as it was scary windy, I was dumb enough to fly it up 200 feet in the wind, but got it back. That's scary. So I click on notifications, and Sean is listed 2 times on at 23 minutes and 55 minutes. What's up with that? I have no idea. Not sure. So you put him in timeout? Uh-oh, he's not going to like that. All right. So the first thing I want to do tonight is I want to talk about the Caddx Peanut. So I am going to... just gonna bring up 360 Rumors, and we're going to go through this site real quick. Alright, here we go. And we're going to go full screen, just so you can see what's up. And we're going to take my... we're going to leave my logo up there. Okay. So here is a picture of the Peanut action camera. It's the Insta360 Go 2 for FPV at a lower price. So the Caddx Peanut is a modified version of the Insta360 Go 2 designed specifically for FPV quads and is now available for $239, which is less than the $299 price of the Go 2. And then here's the differences. As you can see right here, there's a big red button on the... That's the first difference. And this outer shell is thicker, from what I understand. So the Insta360 II is a thumb-size action camera. Or sorry, the Insta360 Go 2 is a thumb-size action cam, and it's one of the smallest and lightest stabilized high-definition action cams. It has been embraced by the FPV community as a compact, lightweight alternative to the full-size GoPro for recording stabilized HD videos. Small size and low weight enables you to mount it on a smaller quad and lets you fly very tight gaps that would be impossible for a 3-inch Cinewhoop or larger. The Caddx, which was made other products such as FPV cameras and the Caddx Vista replacement for the DJI Air unit, is partnered with Insta360 to create a modified version of the Insta360 Go 2 that is designed specifically for FPV, and it's called the Peanut. So here's a picture of it. It basically has this case that lets you mount it to your quad. It's got a red button, which is different than what I have, and the magnet system on the back, the charging system, is a little different as well. Looks like Brent screwed up my live stream. Let me go fix that real quick. What did you do? Oh my gosh. I don't know how to. It says that I can put him in timeout, so I think he's out of timeout. I think we're all good there. Don't do that again, Brent. Okay. So, it has a thicker and tougher shell with a small button. The small button helps users avoid accidentally pressing it, which often happens when mounting the Go 2 to a quad. Although the Peanut is slightly larger than the Go 2, it can fit in most TPU mounts for the Go 2. The biggest difference between the Peanut and the Go 2 is the Peanut doesn't have a charge case. So when you buy the Peanut, you're not getting the Insta360 Go 2 charge case, which for me I think is a wonderful accessory. Instead, you're getting a magnetic cable that has a plug for a wire that is in turn designed to be soldered to a 5-volt pad on your flight controller, and optionally a UART to start and stop the recording remotely. So there's built-in capabilities in that cable so that you can turn the recording on from your controller. It is not clear whether Caddx will sell the magnetic cable separately for the Go 2 owners who want it. Oh, that would be cool. I don't think you can. I don't think it will fit because there's a different mounting system for this magnet. So I think he just doesn't know what he's talking about there. The Caddx Peanut advantages: the button won't get pressed accidentally when you insert the camera in its mount, has a tougher shell, can be powered by the quad, and record up to 30 minutes instead of 20 minutes with the Go 2's internal battery. I'm not sure. This might be okay, but Pretty sure mine can record for 30 minutes, so I'm not sure what's going on there. You can wire the connector to your flight controller and be able to start and stop recording remotely via an auxiliary switch on your radio. Includes ND 8 and 16 filters, and it costs less. The advantages of the Go 2 is that the charge case can charge the Go 2 on the go. Charge can function as a wireless remote control and tripod. 20-minute internal battery is long enough for most FPV flights. No need to solder a wire. So that's it. And I wanted to show you kind of everything that it comes with. So here's a good shot of what. Well, that's weird. Alright, so 1440 50 frames per second. That's what I recorded today on my Go, which is 2.5K resolution. 30-minute recording in FPV mode. Flow state stabilization. Wi-Fi preview 10 meters away. Remote control, start and stop remotely. External power, record while charging. Auto editing, you can edit with Flash Cut 2.0. The hyperlapse up to 6 times faster than real life. And you can do slow motion at 1080 at 120 frames per second. What's up, Fox Fader? Welcome to the chat. So, man, 120 frames per second. I might try to do that next. It's only 27 grams, so it's ultra lightweight. Magnetic charging. So I think the real key is, like, if you're building a quad, you can solder this connection point onto your your board for your FPV drone, and then you can fly it powering it off of the LiPo. But in my opinion, if you have this big LiPo running your drone, even though your camera can record for longer, I wouldn't even charge it up. I wouldn't even plug my LiPo into my camera, because I would want that battery to fly most of the time. Because making a tiny little quad fly for more than 20 minutes anyway, I mean, most of the little quads I've gotten, fly like, there's a 5 minute and there's 11 minutes. Like, it takes a lot of battery to fly a little tiny whoop. 30 minutes recording. Remote control. I think remote control from the from your radio, I think that's great. Flow state stabilization, Wi-Fi control. Choose the aspect ratios freely. So that's pretty cool. And it has enhanced camera protection. So it optimized the fixed structure of the camera to reduce damage caused by drone crashes. So they did reinforce. That's probably what that shell is. But it looks like it's reinforced a little bit more than what I'm going to show you. It's got ND filters. Okay, I need to address what's going on in the chat. So Steven Drones, what happened is Brent is a moderator, and so there's been times that in my live streams, where people will come in and spam and just start saying cuss words or saying hateful language and stuff like that. And what my moderators do is they can cut that short. So while I'm presenting something, I can't read what's going on in the chat immediately. So that's what the moderators are for. and the moderators can put people in timeout. They can delete comments, stuff like that. So what happened to you was Brent accidentally put you in timeout for 300 seconds. So yeah. So that's what happened. But you're back, and just enjoy the show. It's gonna be good. So all right, so we've got a comment about what we're talking about. A reinforced shell makes it bigger and heavier, but the non-replaceable lens is still sticking out. My go-to so I'll get mine out. This is my go-to, and the lens, it comes with like a little lens protector that screws on. So it is frustrating that sticks out, but it does have a protection, and if you put an ND filter, you're going to scratch the ND filter, not your lens. So I think I'm okay with all that. It probably wouldn't be fun if you had to replace it, for shipping times and stuff like that. But I think that's neat. With this, so this is the magnetic. Oh, you can't see it. I'm gonna go here. So this right here, you guys can't see my mouse. Dang it. So this is kind of a diagram on how to solder it to your board. So it requires 5 volts. You got a ground, and you got a TX1. Not sure what TX1 means. If you use a different flight controller, different TX pads may be available instead of TX1. It may be different. Use a TX1 pin on the flight controller to control the recording. So the TX1 is basically just a shutter control. Okay, and you probably go into beta flight and turn TX1 into a toggle, maybe a toggle switch on your radio. So yeah, that's how you do that. Here are the dimensions. So yeah. So I think that's about all I want to talk about from the web. Now I want to give you a demonstration. I went out today before the live stream, and I recorded. I basically put my Insta360 Go 2, which is the same camera, on top of my DJI Spark, and I flew it around for 10 minutes. So we are going to watch that footage now, and I can show you the difference between this DJI Spark footage, which is only 1080. I thought it was fair to put it on a smaller drone that can fit through some small areas, small gaps. But there were a couple things that I wasn't expecting. For some reason, I had forgotten that the DJI Spark had object avoidance. So I went to fly right through these trees, and the DJI Spark stopped. And it stopped at a time that I did not want it to stop, so I almost went right into the leaves. But anyway, so I want to show you this video. This is video straight from the camera. Okay, I haven't doctored this footage at all. All right. And this is, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because I'm trying to get everything going. All right, here we go. Now you'll notice the Insta360 Go 2 and the Peanut, have a microphone so you can hear what's going on in your flight. So right now I've pointed my sticks down so my motors are going, my blades are spread out, and I'm about to take off. Oh, nope. Right now I'm calibrating my drone. So this is the fun dance of calibrating. Something you have to do with GPS drones with compasses in them. So I've not turned the motors on yet. It's going to be loud. Alright, here we go. And I want you to notice how wide of an angle this camera is. I could put it in linear mode, I can put it in wide, action. Pretty sure this is just wide. And I recorded at 50 frames per second. The camera doesn't go up to 60 frames per second. It's only 50, so it's probably set up for Japan. There's me grunting because I'm old. So I wanted you guys to watch the takeoff. I was in the middle of trimming all this out, but then I ran out of time. So dang it. I wasn't patient enough. Alright, here we go. We're ready to take off. Let me know if you want me to turn the audio off. But this is the Insta360 Go 2 on top of my DJI Spark. And this is raw footage. And I'm recording in Pro mode. So you can see how wide that shot is, and it amazed me when I put the two video files next to each other, how big of a difference that wide angle is. I want to turn this down a little bit. And I'm really glad that it didn't end up falling off my drone. I've got it zip tied down, and so it's pretty solid, but I was just in flip-flops, so I did not want to go through that tall grass with all those spiders and bugs. Right here, my drone just stops, right, like I'm going right through the gap, and it just freezes. And I was like hesitant to go through that gap anyway, and then I was like, are you kidding me? And then it wouldn't let me go over the tree. I was still too close to it. And every once in a while you can see the prop guards go in. So eat more possum. I'm looking at your comments. So you wanted it to be more like the SMO. So it was, you were thinking it was going to be like a naked Insta360 Go 2. And I think that would be awesome if they use like the magnetic connection that they already have, but they made it naked so you could run it off of the lipo. That would be awesome. I'm not sure why they didn't do that. And yeah, so we're gonna watch this for a little bit longer. I just had some fun this afternoon. My Spark really did a great job holding it. I think it weighs less than my GoPro Session, which was the heaviest thing that I ever put on my Spark. And it seems to be flying great. What I don't understand about the object avoidance is it didn't hesitate to go right near my face. Okay, like there's a shot in here where I fly right up on me. Maybe it's right here. I don't know. Like I flew really close to myself. And it did not notice me at all. But it wouldn't fly through that gap of the trees. So but I think this view is awesome. Like compared to a lot of the FPV stuff that I've seen, like this looks just like the DJI Air unit that I have on my iFlight Bumblebee. Like it's got kind of a smooth, you can see the drone is moving a lot more than the camera is. This is gimbal type stabilization, y'all. And it looks really, really good. And if you're looking for a camera to put on top of your FPV quad, if you're looking at like some of the other, gosh, I forgot what the names of the cameras are, but they look like GoPro Sessions, but there's, pretty sure Caddx makes them. I think this is awesome. The view. Now, it doesn't, when I get into the dark spaces, it doesn't really show the dark spaces that well. And I'll show you when I show you the DJI Spark footage, it's a lot different. We might not even get to the DJI Mavic Pro 3 tonight. I just kind of wanted to show you this video, and then I want to show you the next video. But yeah, Eat More Possum, I think the magnetic filter would be a great idea. The other thing that I need to tell you guys is when I put it on my DJI Spark, I had to fly the whole thing in ADI mode. So I'm flying this entire flight in ADI mode because I only had 4 satellites, I think. So my dreams of making a FPV type quad that could return to home was shattered when I couldn't get satellites. I had satellites the other day, so not quite sure what happened with that. I might need to turn the camera upside down so the magnet is farther away. But that's it, y'all. There are my cows right there. That's it. Alright, what we got in here? For nearly the same money, a naked GoPro 6 weighs about the same as the Peanut. Alright, so there's... Do you have to make the naked GoPro on your 6 on your own, or can you just buy it that way? I know, like, iFlight has a naked case, and some other people have naked cases, but can you buy the naked GoPro 6 outright, or do you have to build it yourself? And that's my question. So here is what the Spark looked like. And you'll notice it's a completely different video. For one, it's not wide. It's very closed in. It's very not closed in, but it's a narrow field of view. Okay, so Eat More Possum says Gep RC sells the Hero 6 Naked. So sometimes the gimbal kind of freaks out on the Spark, but it locks the horizon in, and it also knows like when it's going to stop. It knows to point the gimbal down and everything, whereas the GoPro, or sorry, the Insta360 did not. But the Insta360 did a very good job. But when I put these videos next to each other, you're going to notice the difference. You'll notice the DJI Spark doesn't have any audio. So if you'd like to hear your blades speed up and slow down and whiz, then you might like the Peanut better. Right there, I flew right next to me, and those sensors didn't even catch me at all. Notice how it's a lot more like jerky on the Spark than it is flying with the Go, but it doesn't like back up. You don't see it like pull back when I stop. So this is when I just decided, okay, I'm just going to go over that tree, and it worked out fine. And I don't know if you can see it, but there was a killdeer kept diving towards my drone several times. It was just like doing circles around my drone, and I thought for sure it was going to come down and try to attack. I have a feeling there's a nest in that grass somewhere, probably in that middle part where it's really tall, because I hear the killdeer out there every morning. Yep, eat more possum. Yeah, I've seen several of them, and I thought in the rocks as well, but I almost mowed over one in the grass. Like sometimes I mow that tall grass over there, so it just doesn't bring a bunch of weeds in my yard, and I came pretty close to hitting a nest in there too. Now in Tennessee, like even the dirt has a bunch of rocks in it, so our yards are about the only thing that doesn't have a lot of rocks in it. But that slope going down where the water runoff, there's all kinds of rocks in there. That's why we're called Rocky Top, Tennessee. There's just limestone everywhere where I live. So, you can definitely see that there's a difference between, I think the auto exposure is working a lot better on the Spark than it did on the Insta360 Go. Insta360 Go kind of set all of its picture settings right when I hit the record button. Whereas the DJI Spark, I mean, it's a whole freaking drone compared to a little thumb-sized camera. So it's going to have a better processor. And it's, it was made to take video from the sky. So it's got a bigger board and all that kind of stuff. Just remember, the Peanut and the Insta360 Go 2 is cramming everything in such a tiny little package. So it's almost unfair, even though it has a better resolution. It's almost unfair to compare these two. I think the processing power might be a little bit better on the Spark, but the Go 2 really does an insane job with how small it is, and it just makes me excited. Like if they can do that in such a tiny little package. Now I will say that I only recorded for 10 minutes, and it says and it had the option to record for 30 minutes, but 30 minutes was going to I got the overheat warning, and the 20 minutes I got an overheat warning. So I put it back to 10 because I really didn't want to deal with overheating. I wasn't planning on flying very fast. Now if you're flying your quad at 80 miles an hour, there's going to be plenty of wind going by that camera, and it's not going to overheat. But so that's that. Now the next video I want to show you is a side-by-side comparison of the DJI Spark, and with the DJI Spark, put whatever drone you want to in it. Like any GPS camera drone that has a three axis gimbal. And even the new Autel coming out has a 4-axis gimbal. We'll talk about that next week. But so this is an interesting point, and I think somebody needs to do this. If they'd make it naked, I could put it on my Tiny Whoop. If you think about how heavy it is, if you put it on your FPV drone, you're putting a battery and then another battery. Now, several years ago, everybody loved the GoPro Session. And putting the GoPro Session on their FPV quad, it was like the perfect little camera for their drones. Since then, we've made even better cameras naked, and taken the weight of the battery out, and then just added a bigger battery to our FPV quad, and that's kind of been the direction a lot of people have been going. But Eat More Possum has had a lot of issues with pulling the power cord before hitting stop recording on the camera, and so it corrupts the file. So having an all-in-one camera that does what it's supposed to do, and then your quad does what it's supposed to do, without all those safeguards. Now I think like a lot of the Caddx cameras and the air units, like they have safeguards so that they don't corrupt the file whenever the power's pulled. But Insta360 Go is its own little unit that isn't reliant on the drone's power to record, and then every time you record a video you have to basically put a bookend on it saying, and it's just a tiny little piece of code metadata saying this is the end of the video. And sometimes those files, that can be recovered if you put it in software that can add that cap, but most files and most applications can't do that. So that's the benefit compared to the things that Brent's saying, is what I see. So here is a side-by-side comparison of the Insta360 Go 2 and the DJI Spark. And you can tell the difference of wide versus narrow. I want to turn this down. And it was so hard to sync the video because of the different stabilization types. So this is synced correctly, but it doesn't look like it's synced correctly because of... Now, you saw right there, the gimbal screwed up, but the camera didn't screw up. The Insta360 Go 2 is stopping like a champ. The DJI Spark is very jerky, so I think the Insta360 Go 2, I'm going to turn this down even more. The Insta360 Go 2 is just really, really smooth and very flowy and very buttery. The DJI Spark is very rigid. Now, I know you can go into the DJI Go 4 app and adjust the gimbal so it's not so tight. And I might change some settings. I might play around with the DJI Spark so it's a little bit more fluid, because I do love the ability to just hit return to home and it comes home. That's one of the things I hate about FPV drones is it's almost like they went back 10 years. Like, some things are very powerful, some things are very up to date, but not having GPS in them, not having compasses in them, like, it's basic. Like, to me, that's the difference between a professional unit and kind of a toy. And that's why, like, the DJI FPV drone that they came out with, I love how there's an oh crap button where it just stops what it's doing because it's about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I like it when it does that. But here's an interesting difference. DJI Spark looks great. The Insta360 Go 2 is very dark because it's focused on the sunny sky and not on what it's pointed at. A lot of that has to do with probably the wide angle versus the tight angle. You know, it's just, it sees so much more, so the auto exposure is exposing the sky and the ground as opposed to the house that it's looking at or the tree that it's looking at. So that might be the differences, but I honestly like the Insta360 footage better. I think the picture quality at times is better on the Spark, but I love how the Insta360 Go 2 looks like a GoPro that's on an FPV drone, but at the same time it's ultra smooth. I see, that's cool. And look at the difference in the wide angle and the and I also zoomed in. I forgot to tell you guys. So on the Insta360 Go 2, I zoomed in at 120%. So the shot is even wider than this. But I love how, like, even those turns, I tried to do the spins so you guys could see how sharp the DJI Spark and all these DJI drones handles turning, because they're very precise drones, and the Insta360 Go 2 has that smooth, just kind of, like, it's looked like the Insta360 Go 2 is like sitting back and chilling, you know? Like, look at that shot right there. I adjusted the angle of the drone and you didn't even notice it on the Insta360 Go. It was just like, I'll catch up, I'll be there. And even, like, you'll notice the DJI Spark, it's actually showing you when you're moving. Like, it'll start turning, and then the Insta360 Go will slowly move into that turn. It's just, that flow state stabilization is ridiculous, y'all. And you can see right there, like, I mean, it's synced up footage. Right? We're synced up, but it's just so different. It's interesting. Steven Drone said that the 360 Go 2 is a lot smoother. I agree. Eat More Possum likes the side-by-side, so that's good to hear. I'm going to turn this into a proper video. I might put it out Wednesday or Thursday. But since you guys are here for my live stream, you get to see it first. Thought that was pretty cool. And I'm thinking about showing you guys what my Christmas stickers are going to look like. I'm about to go buy some more stickers. Probably my next paycheck, I'm going to buy a batch of stickers that I can give away on the live streams. And they're going to be 4-inch by 4-inch stickers. And I'm pretty excited about them. I spent maybe 3 hours designing the sticker. I'm still wondering whether I'll talk about that in a minute. But Steven Drone says the Spark makes him dizzy. But the Insta360 Go 2 is looking good, y'all. And the DJI Spark is a small drone, and it can handle it because it's such a tiny little camera. So I wish the Insta360 Go 2 would have come out 3 years ago when I was doing all my DJI Spark videos, but it didn't. But now I get to play with it. And I'm definitely planning on putting it on my Air 2. That's the next plan. So that's it. So that was a side-by-side comparison. Do you guys want to watch the Steve and Drones videos of the week, or do you guys want to see the Christmas stickers next? Let me know. I'm going to go ahead and tee up the Christmas stickers. Alright, we got stickers. Alright. Where'd they go? There it is. All right. So this is my logo. I thought since the logo already has kind of a three prong whatchamacallit, like, so my logo is a shutter, and it represents fire, blood, and water. There's strong symbols in Christianity and all kind of life-giving symbols. So I took my regular logo and then I traced, I used the pen tool to trace the FPV blades on the DJI FPV drone, and then I applied that blade to each one of my the 3 prongs on my logo. So I thought it turned out really, really cool. I tried to put it on a t-shirt, but it is a horrible shape for a t-shirt. But I thought as a sticker, it might be kind of cool. So what do you guys think? I added a little bit of 3 dimension to it. I put my name in it, so now I'll have a sticker with my Untitled Studios in there. And these stickers, since it's such a big design, I'm going to make them 4 by 4. So Eat More Possum says, will that be a cutout sticker? Yes, it'll be a cutout sticker. So it'll be this shape. The white will be, or the light gray will not be there. It'll be a die cut sticker. Eat More Possum says, I'm a graphic arts genius. I appreciate that. But I played around with this for a little while and I was like, man, that turned out really, really cool. So yeah. I would have rather the blades be where kind of two blades were on the ground and then one was sticking straight up, but I also didn't want to take away from the brand that my logo is. So anyway, I thought that was cool. And I'm thinking about like 3D printing. I'm thinking about designing this in Blender and then printing it out like legit. With the, I want to, yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm thinking about taking my logo, and first of all, I'm going to look on Thingiverse and see if they have, you know, some FPV blades that are already there, and then just apply my logo, my 3D logo to that design. I think that would be kind of cool. But I could also design the STL in Blender to these exact specifications. I really like the look of this. But yeah, so that's something that I kind of worked on a little bit. So yeah, that's exciting. All right. So those were the stickers. So I'm planning on buying some of those, and I'm going to start giving them away. So I might just, you know, do a, for the month of November, I might just start up a Christmas list. And, you know, anybody that wants a sticker, so anyway, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but it's something that I kind of want to do. I just like designing, and I was looking at some different people's, like I've seen some FPV goggles, and I've seen like some laptops and some drone bags and stuff like that with different people's stickers, and they're not always the logo shape. Like they might be in the shape of something else. And I was clothes shopping with my son over the weekend, and we went into a Vans store, which Vans is like skateboarding equipment, and so they have a logo that's in the shape of a skateboard, and I was like, man, it'd be really cool. Hey Bob Casey, did you see the sticker I just showed everybody? I'll bring it up again. This is a sticker I'm going to give out at Christmas time. It'll be a 4" by 4" sticker. That'll be die cut in the shape of a FPV blade. So just thought I'd show that to you. Alright. Because you haven't said anything until just now. So there. Alright. So we're at, and I was going to talk about the Mavic 3. I really just want to show some pictures. So let's get that. I want to show, where's it at? I want to close all the peanut stuff so I don't get confused. Alright. So this is T3's website, and this is the Mavic 3. It looks like to me that the whole drone is on top. The battery is kind of on the bottom, and then the camera's in the front. So they've added to the height of the drone to accommodate the large camera. And it's got a telephoto lens and a wide-angle lens. So I wanted to show you guys that. Oh, that's not it. This is it. I also wanted to show you this poster that has been leaked. In this poster, it says "Double the fun," and as you can see in the top, you have a telephoto lens, and on the bottom, you have a wide-angle lens. I'm hoping, and I don't know if this is true, but like Canon cameras have like dual SD card slots. I would love for this drone to have dual SD card slots and record the wide-angle lens to one card and the telephoto lens to another card and record them simultaneously is what I want. I don't know if that will happen or if that's true. I haven't seen many people talk about that, but you know, when the Mavic Pro 2 came out, there was a wide-angle version with the 1-inch sensor, and there was a zoom version with a telephoto lens. And so this drone right here, just like Eat More Possum just said, it's a combo of the Pro and the zoom. And I want to show you guys where else they've done this. This is the Mavic 2 Enterprise. Now, what a lot of companies will do is they'll take their professional drone, and when they come out with a new consumer drone, they will basically take the Pro version of last year and rebrand it as the consumer version of the next year. For example, the Unique Typhoon H Plus the H Plus is not the same drone as the H. A lot of people are like, oh, they just put a 1-inch sensor on it. No, it's a completely different drone, and it's the professional enterprise version of the drone they had the year before. And so I'm taking that mentality and putting it towards this DJI drone. This enterprise camera for the Mavic 2, it's got dual cameras on it. Now this one has a thermal camera and a regular camera. But I'm hoping that this capability, this drone will record through both of these cameras at the same time, and I'm hoping the new Pro does that with the wide angle and the telephoto lens. Obviously, the Enterprise is more for inspections and, you know, infrared and all that kind of stuff, whereas the Mavic 3 Pro will be a you know, for photography and videography. So Eat More Possum says, man, that would be sweet to simultaneously record from both cameras. 99.9% chance that won't happen. I know, but a guy can dream, right? I feel like they have the capabilities in the Enterprise version, like what I just said. But we will see. Nobody's really said anything about that, and there's, you know, people that have already probably flown the drone. So you're probably right. It probably won't happen. Stephen Drone says the H Plus is better than the H, which is true. Eat More Possum says, however, I hear there will be more expensive cine versions of the Pro 3. Maybe that could simultaneously record, to be rumored. a built-in 1 terabyte SSD. So that's like the Inspire 2 has a built-in SD card. Well, not a built-in, but a removable SSD that you can put in. So that'll be interesting. And it might be really interesting to take some of the Inspire capabilities and put it into the Mavic Pro 3. So that's all I wanted to talk about. There's not much news on that since we did a whole live stream on the Mavic 3 a couple weeks ago. If you didn't watch it, go back and watch it. It's on my channel. So I think it's going to be Steven Drones time, and then we're going to go. How about that? So I'm going to show the first video is going to be from the Amazon build. This is week 12, I believe. I like the slow pan. What are those things? Oh, that's looking really cool. Oh, there's such a cool backdrop there. Another cool video, Steve. That was good. Looked like instead of crop circles, you had some crop tangles. That was stupid. Eat More Possum said Typhoon could lift that porta potty. I don't know that it could lift that much. Bob Casey said that's a work in progress for Steven Drones and the guys working the site. Very cool. Alright, so here's another video from Steven Drones, and then we're going to call it a night. I love old stonework. This might not be old stonework, this might be new stonework, but I love like kind of sandstone. It's a nice shot of the steeple. I love the parallax of the background moving at a different speed than the foreground. I love that. I love rising reveals of the background. Like right now you've got just the church, and then as you go up, oh, there's the roof, and then there's the trees in the background, and now you can see forever. I think that's awesome. That's a very cool shot. That's awesome. Oh, you got the compass on there. Or what is that called? It's not a compass. What is that? Wind? I can't remember what that's called on top of a barn. Very cool. Yay. Good job, man. Weather vane. Yep, that's a weather vane. I couldn't think of that at all. I probably haven't thought about that word, weather vane, in at least 10 years. But hope you guys have a good night. Hope you guys like this live stream. Please like, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell for notifications of when I put out more live streams and more awesome videos. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you're planning on getting the Mavic 3 or the Peanut, the two items that we talked about tonight. If you plan on getting those, I would love for you to click on the items in the description. Don't have the Peanut in there, but I'll put it in shortly after this video. And I'm planning on talking about the Caddx Peanut and the video capabilities using the footage that I just showed you tonight. So I'm going to make a proper video this week showing you the footage that you saw here first on the live stream. Be looking out for sticker giveaways coming up. I think maybe November and December, every live stream we're going to give away some stickers. So yeah, hope y'all have a wonderful night, and I will catch y'all on the next video. Peace out.